All right, guys, continuing with the 9-5 homework. This time we're going to do 59, and I really mean it this time. This is actually 59. That makes no sense to you guys that haven't seen the one for problem 60 yet. So watch it and then come back, and hopefully this will make sense to you. So 59, we've got a greeting card. I've changed my S's to X's because my S's look like 5s. And so we've got this greeting card that is X by X plus 1. It's got this 2-inch border here. They tell us the area of that white part is 30 square inches, I believe. And they want us to find the area of that little border there. All right. So let's take a look at how I might do this. So I'm going to focus on the white part. All right. So I know we've got an area of 30, and I've got the two sides of that rectangle. So area of a rectangle is base times height. So that's what I'm going to do. Base times height equals 30. Absolutely no idea why I put that X in parentheses. It's not needed, not hurting anything, but definitely not needed. So I want to get the left-hand side looking like a polynomial. So I go ahead and distribute. Again, I can distribute from the right just as easily as I can distribute from the left. We're used to that X being in front, but we can distribute with the X here. X times X is X squared, and X times 1 is 1X, and it still equals 30. And now, so we've got an equation to solve, an X squared equation to solve. First thing we want to do is get it equal to 0. So I take away 30 on both sides, and I get X squared plus 1X minus 30 equals 0. So I've got a polynomial now. It's equal to 0. I'd love to see if we can factor that left-hand polynomial, because then I can use my zero product property. So factors of negative 30 that add up to positive 1. I'll give you a minute. Raise your hand when you think you have it. Okay, how many of you actually raise your hand? All right, that's a little goofy. All right, so factors of negative 30 that add up to positive 1, I think, are positive 6 and negative 5. All right, positive 6 times negative 5 equals negative 30, and then positive 6 plus negative 5 equals negative 1. So I think we've got this factored correctly. So now I'm ready to do the zero product property. Again, multiplying two things and getting 0. So X plus 0 equals 6, or X minus 5 equals 6. So I solved this one by subtracting 6 on both sides. I get X equals negative 6. Add 5 on both sides. I get X equals positive 5. So again, two possible solutions to this equation. But as we've talked before, and if this is the first video you watched, let me just go through it real quickly. But for most of you, this shouldn't be a surprise. While both of these work in that equation, only one of them works in this situation. And it's because X is a side length here. And if X is the length of a side of a rectangle, it can't be negative. All right. So again, we've done nothing wrong. There's nothing mathematically incorrect about what we did. It's just we got an answer that for our situation didn't make any sense. So now we know that X is 5. All right. So let me fill that in there. So this thing is 5 inches tall. All right. And if I replace X with 1 here, 5 plus 1, this is 6 inches wide down there. Now, that doesn't answer the question. The question, what is the area of this little border here? Well, again, I've got another rectangle, and it's base times height. And now, thanks to the work we just did, I know it's base because they gave that to me as 2. I now know its height. I feel like a weather guy here. I'm turning around and pointing without looking. So we know its height is 5. So base times height. The area of that border, 2 by 5, is 10 square inches. All right. So again, using that idea of area, picking out the information that we need, factoring it, again, recognizing that there's a solution there that even though it's a solution to the equation, doesn't make sense for the problem, and then going back and finally answering the question that they wanted to. All right. So hopefully this helps on, this is 59. All right. The one with the house and the porch was number 60. So this is 59. Hopefully it helps with that. Let me know if you have any other questions. Take care, guys.